Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to the Bastards of Boston Baseball. You can check out our Substack account at bastardsofbostonbaseball.com for daily articles. Red Sox sweep the New York Yankees for their first sweeping of the season. Just
No,
unbelievable.
St. Louis, we swept.
No, Yankees' first time they've been swept.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. So winning 2-1 in a 10-inning affair, 4-3 in the second game, 2-0 in the third, outscoring them 8-4. A former Yankee responsible for defeating the Yankees in each game. Credit Tom Caron for mentioning that first. Absolutely incredible. Super, super excited to get into this one. But yeah, I think before we go, Terry, anything new happening?
Yes. As a matter of fact, Jim Delfino no longer with the Bastards of Boston. It's not everybody can run with this group. And, that appears to be the case here. Jim left on his own. I think everybody in the group would have preferred that he stayed. He decided not to. And so we're all moving on.
Correct. We wish him well and, wish him best in his next endeavor. So a couple of bits about this series. I mean, one thing that we just have been harping on all season long, the starters cannot go deep into a game. They can't go 5 innings. They can't go 4 innings. They're getting shelled. They're giving up way too many runs in the first inning. At one point, the ERA was above 8.5. It was just an absolute nightmare. But here are the numbers for your 3 starters. Game 1, Garrett Crochet, 8 1/3 innings, 4 hits allowed, 1 run, the home run obviously to Aaron Judge in the 9th inning on his 107th pitch, 7 punch-outs, including Aaron Judge 3 times. Absolutely incredible. 72 of his 107 pitches for strikes. Game 2, arguably the second best starter you had in your rotation. Hunter Dobbins, 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs allowed, 1 walk, 5 punch-outs, 82 pitches, under 15 pitches per. Absolutely crushing it. Game 3, Brian Bayo, 7 innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. Actually throws 114 pitches. Throws the same number of strikes as Garrett Crochet. Overall, 21 1/3 innings pitched by your starters. 1 earned run, 9 hits, 5 walks, and 20 punch-outs. Hello, darling. If I'm New York, I'm absolutely shocked. Anybody who have the Red Sox sweeping this series made a lot of money. I am absolutely in awe with what just happened. I don't know if we're going to be able to keep that up, but I mean, I was going to say I'm not going to bet for the Red Sox until it actually happens. And I don't know, Terry. I mean, we were hoping to get maybe one of the 3 games. We got one, and then maybe you get lucky and you split the last second, third game, and you're still 1 game under. But now the Red Sox are 37 36, find themselves 1 game above 500 for the first time in forever, it feels like. What do you think? Like, is this possibly like a turnaround, or are the Red Sox starting to light it up again? What do you think?
Both of us had the Red Sox going to the World Series. I don't think either one of us had them winning it. Am I correct with that?
We did not. No, the Dodgers are an absolute juggernaut.
All right. So we both had them going there, and, they classically just misfired for much of the first 8 weeks of the season. And, people would tell me they're playing at their floor. And perhaps that's true. Like, could it get any worse? I didn't think so, barring injuries. And, now I think we're coming off the floor a little bit and we're playing better. So that's number 1. Number 2, Aaron Judge just utterly dominated. And you could tell every time he come up to the plate, we were in his head, and he just couldn't settle in. He was pensive. We can't read his mind, but he did not look like Aaron Judge the entire series. And I think when he goes back into that dugout, it doesn't just affect him, it affects the whole team. And they were flat the entire series, just couldn't get anything done. But also credit to our pitching. I mean, Garrett Crochet had a statement start. like we said the other night. And, Hunter Dobbins, I put out a tweet on social media. I said, Hunter Dobbins is your second best pitcher at the moment. Carlos Narvaez is your second best hitter at the moment. And until at least Justin Slayton comes back, Greg Weissert is your number 2 reliever. Hunter Dobbins, Carlos Narvaez, Greg Weissert are your number 2s across every category. That is one hell of a bingo card because
Heck
nobody saw
yeah.
that coming. Yeah.
Nobody.
And with the exception of Hunter Dobbins, they were all former Yankees, so it's like,
Right.
I don't know. And then lastly, I think what we're seeing is not only are the Red Sox, playing to their, I don't want to say full potential yet, but they're getting closer to their full potential. I look at that Yankees lineup and I look at their pitching. I don't think they're as good as they've been. I don't think they're a 15 game above 500 team. It's mostly Aaron Judge just being off the charts, sprinkle in a little bit of Bellinger and Goldschmidt. And, they've kind of overachieved. And I think they're regressing to the mean. And I think the Red Sox are kind of elevating back to the mean. And I'm not going to make any assumptions. This has been a roller coaster season. It could still be a roller coaster going forward, but it's nice to see. And for once, it doesn't feel like we're dead in the water. And coming into today, I didn't go back and recheck. We were only one game out of the third wild card.
I want to talk about Aaron Judge for a second. People are going to think this is a statement series. Should they, hit the warning bells and whatnot? Aaron Judge in this series struck out 3 times, 3 games in a row. That's something that I thought he had never done in his career. You have to go back to 2018 when he struck out 3 times in a row twice, and one of those games was a 3-3-5, which, sombrero, golden sombrero. I'm thinking it's platinum sombrero for 5, which is insane. He's done that a couple times in his career, but he's 6'20". He's massive. He's got one of the largest strike zones in the game. He's still one of the best players in all of baseball. 1 for 12 in the series, 9 strikeouts, a pivotal inning-ending double play in Game 3. I mean, here's the thing. Here are his numbers for the month of June so far. 13 for 46, 23 strikeouts, 46 at-bats, 23 strikeouts. That's a 50% clip. Anybody else in baseball, you're probably not playing on that team and you're probably not starting. Aaron Judge is a generational talent. He is going to mash well over 45 to 50 home runs when the season is over. He currently has 26. He had his 26th against Crochet in the first game. He's now hitting just 378. Just hitting 378. A couple days ago, he was hitting 396. His OPS is over 1,200. He has 60 RBIs. He's leading the league in average. He's second in RBIs. He's tied for first in home runs with Cal Raleigh of the Seattle Mariners. He's first in OPS by a bajillion. If I'm the New York Yankees, I'm not worried. Although I would be worried if Aaron Judge does not have a statement series or statement game. He's not going to be someone that you can count on every single game. It's just not possible to be perfect 162 games a year. He's human. He's still the best player in the American League. It's not close. But Terry, to your point, the Yankees have Carlos Rodon, who they actually did very well against, as your number 2 behind Max Fried. Max Fried has only had 2 bad starts this year, really 2 bad starts. May 30th against the Dodgers, where he got absolutely destroyed. Shohei had 2 home runs, and they're the best team in baseball, and there shouldn't really be any question. And then today, had he gotten 3 to 4 runs of support, this is probably like his 3rd, 4th worst start of the season. He was 9-1 coming into today. No starter should have to deal with the fact of not getting at least 2 to 3 runs of support. Garrett Crochet got 1 run of support and got a no decision, right? So you got no Garrett Cole, and you're being led by Max Fried, Carlos Rodon. Clark Schmidt is their 3 guy, and he's doing okay. He's doing pretty good. Will Warren is their 4 guy, who's acting as a pretty solid 4 guy. And then I honestly don't know who their 5th starter guy is because Stroman is out, and Cole's out for the year. So you put that in with the Red Sox that have had, some kind of iffy performances, but this has been the best 1, 2, 3 game by starters that the Red Sox have had all year. And I know we're starting to get into the days of summer where it's warmer. But usually when it's warmer, the ball travels a lot further. Only 1 home run allowed by your starters, and it happened against the best hitter in the American League.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
So I'm just going to say it. I mean, I will agree that Aaron Judge is the best hitter in baseball. And I'll even say he's better than Ohtani. And if I would rather have either contract, I'd probably rather have Aaron Judge, if I'm being completely honest. I know Ohtani's a 2-way guy, and it remains to be seen how he's going to do after. Is it 2 Tommy Johns, I think? Or was that his 3rd? I don't know.
I think he's had 2 Tommy Johns, but there's been a 3rd one. I don't remember if it was Tommy John.
Multiple Tommy Johns. So I don't know what the future is for him as far as being a 2-way player. I mean, we're about to find out because they expect him to join the rotation soon. But I like Aaron Judge. Having said that, Aaron Judge is a head case. The dude is just a raging head case at times. And I think we saw that in this series. What do you think his postseason batting average is? And this is a large sample size of games. Just throw it out there. What would you expect? What would be your bold assumption?
For Aaron Judge?
Yeah, postseason batting average.
I would hope that it's close to 290 to 300. That's what your goal is.
In 59 games in the postseason, massive sample size, he's got a 205 batting average.
Brutal.
He's had some big moments, don't get me wrong, but I just think he's a bit of a head case. When you go back to the 2022 postseason, and by the way, that was also his 62 home run year, he went, 3 weeks with like 1 home run late in the season? Like, he was skidding bad. Like, he was going to blow past it. I mean, it was looking like he was going to hit 70, and then he just barely got there with 62. He beat the old mark by 1.
Terry, come on. You got to say a little bit that there's got to be some added pressure. And I'm sure no pitcher was thinking, I'm going to groove one so that you make history against me. You'll forever be remembered as the guy that was pitching to Aaron Judge when he hit the record-setting home run in the American League. So I get that. But you're right. He did skid. He did skid. Yeah. He did skid. There was a lot of strikeouts in that span.
And you could tell he was kind of in his head. And then later that postseason, they win the division, and then they play Cleveland in the ALDS and then Houston in the ALCS. And Judge was 5 for 36 between those 2 series, 1 for 16 against the Astros in the ALCS, where the Yankees got swept 4-0. So I'm just saying he's a bit of a head case. It is what it is. And when you look at the totality of certain aspects of his career, it kind of makes sense. And is he gonna get it together? Absolutely. Is he gonna lead the league in probably every major category? Absolutely. And probably win the Triple Crown even. But
I'd be shocked if he didn't.
The Red Sox picked them apart this weekend, and it was fun to see. And another thing, too, in case I forget, shout out to Hunter Dobbins, because in his previous start against them last weekend, he went 5 full innings, got the W, but struck out nobody. And I thought because of this, the Yankees would be a little bit more prepared this time around, and they'd probably get to him. And it didn't happen. He struck out at least 4 or 5, looked really good. A bunch of those strikeouts were Aaron Judge, but yeah, so it was just a fun series all along. And I don't know what you attribute it to as far as the pitching. Like, that's been the notable difference, I think, in the team in the last couple weeks. Like, month of May, we went 5 innings, maybe 5 or 6 times in the whole month, and multiple times I think they were Garrett Crochet doing it. now I don't remember the last game where they didn't go at least 5 innings. It's been several in a row. And so maybe Andrew Bailey was starting to feel the seat get a little hot, and maybe they took a much harder look at this pitching program. But the punch outs are there, the efficiency is there, and it's been a much different baseball team.
Let me ask you something, because this has been on me too. We have harped and really hit on Alex Cora, just poor game management, advanced analytics, just absolutely destroying this team. Oh, you've pitched 8 innings, take him out. You got a closer that can throw 100 plus, garbage like that. Also, situational stuff. You got a lefty, bring in a lefty. Don't leave the righty in there. Garbage, because we can get burned on that. How do you feel that Alex Cora did with bullpen management in this series? I mean, I was nervous to see Garrett Whitlock pitch another inning, but he did get Crochet to ground into an inning-ending double play. So there's that. He also only threw 14 pitches. I don't know now if I'm more upset about going multiple innings or if a certain pitcher gets to a certain pitch count. If you've thrown X amount of pitches, you're done. Period. End of story. 14, 15 pitches, you're hoping is the average that someone can do in an inning. Whitlock was able to get that, albeit he did have runners already, ducks on the pond. Bernardino came out, wasn't super clean. It wasn't great. He didn't allow any runs, thankfully, because Whitlock was able to shut it down. I've been nervous with Bernardino. I've said it multiple times on a couple of other shows. People have said he's done great. He also went 4 straight appearances, allowing at least 1 run. That makes me nervous. I don't know what's going on with him. I'm not sure. It's really, really frustrating. But, Bernardino's been overused, way overused. You bring out Whitlock, who's not pitched nearly as many games, and we end up getting Aaron Judge, who's just having a crap series. But overall, I mean, I don't have any complaints about this roster management with the bullpen. I'm content with the fact that you let Garrett Crochet pitch in the 9th inning. I know it didn't end the way that any fans wanted to, but after 8 innings, Crochet was dealing. And if you didn't think that that was the right decision, I'm sorry to tell you, you're going to be honest. I'm going to say it. I know I posted something and there were a lot of people that disagreed. It's easy to say that the day after it happened because you already know the outcome. I've been talking about this with a couple of people. In that moment, 8 1/3 innings, Aaron Judge is there. Yeah, you have a closer that can really dominate. But fact of the matter, he's been dominated all game long. I'm very content with Alex Cora in this series, even more so because it was the division-leading New York Yankees, the best team in the American League right now. I was just curious to know what you thought.
Yeah, I mean, certain things about Cora still annoy me, and I'll probably always be at least mildly annoyed with some things, but I don't want Meyer on the bench, and I don't really want Anthony on the bench either. I have some serious long-term concerns about how these big 3 are going to develop and possibly not develop. Meyer's defense alone out there is better than Abraham Toro. And for that alone, and Toro's not a big enough difference at the plate either. Well, let's just call it what it is. He's snuck in a few nice home runs, but he doesn't walk. I don't like his makeup. And throughout the minors, Meyer is he's like a career 250 hitter against lefties. He's not an automatic out. There's nothing on paper that says he's an automatic out. And Roman Anthony is an above 300 hitter against lefties throughout the minors. So I still don't like the leadership style. As far as the bullpen goes, I don't really have a ton of complaints. Whitlock is finally starting to look good in that 2nd inning. And so hopefully that continues. You only needed him and Bayo today. And Bayo's another guy. We should talk about him real quick. I've always said, when you throw 98, you should be punching guys out. You shouldn't be nibbling. And he's just throwing with a lot more confidence. He's getting more swings and misses. He's mixing in his pitches a lot better. And I don't know what the ceiling is for Bayo. I think we all assume Bayo probably would be a number one or a number two early on. I mean, he was dominating all the way through the minors, and but it's really been a struggle at times, and I hope that this year is the turning point. And this is his fourth year in the majors. So, I mean, I do kind of look at this as a defining year. If he doesn't figure it out this year, he's never going to figure it out. And he's just going to be basically a number 4 type guy. You trot out there, he'll give you a chance to win a lot of the time. But yeah. And then one last thing, because I probably should have mentioned this before. I said multiple times last winter, I said, if Lucas Giolito, is solid this year, and it's trending very much towards solid, this is going to be a very good starting rotation. And that's kind of what we're getting with Bayo stepping up. Hopefully Buehler is got it figured out. He's looked okay the last couple times out. Garrett Crochet is doing exactly what we thought he is. And then Hunter Dobbins is just a nice bonus right now.
Absolutely.
So everything's looking a lot better.
I do want to say that to Bayo too, because we've talked about it. Maybe that's what he was, but this was a statement performance. It's his first time going 7 or more since last year when he went 8 against Toronto. He hasn't done it. It's just been that long for him, and I'm happy for him. But the fun thing about this was game 1, you have your game-winning hit from former Yankee Carlos Narvaez. The win in game 1, Garrett Whitlock. Game 2, Weiser ends up getting the save. It was a little bit nerve-wracking in the 9th inning. Don't get me wrong. That hit to deep center in the 9th inning made me very nervous. But he got the save, shut it down. And then game 3, Whitlock comes out, does it again. So Tom Kieran had mentioned former Yankee. One got a save and a win. Another one got the save. Narvaez, former player for the Yankees, ended up getting the game-winning hit. I mean, if you're New York right now, do you think for one second that New York is looking at it thinking, oh man, we really bungled this. We really messed up with that move, multiple moves. It's one thing after another. And we just got to stop making trades with the Red Sox because they're not working out in New York's favor right now. And who knows if, Garrett Whitlock ends up becoming that elite 8th inning guy to set up Aroldis Chapman, who is also a former Yankee. Everything that possibly could have gone right for Boston did. Yeah, okay, cool. You have a couple relievers allow runs or didn't look great, but that's going to happen because nobody's perfect, right? The Red Sox flat dominated. This was the best 3-game set that we have had all season long. And after a crazy 3-game set where there was a boatload of runs scored, 12 runs scored in the 3-game set, just 12. I was pretty surprised. What are the odds that you'd see 12 after seeing well over that in the first game alone? So, I mean, all of the players in the staff, in the bullpen made major adjustments. The offense kind of went the wrong direction to some degree, not the Red Sox, but the Yankees. And I'm thankful for that because we didn't get tattooed in this one. We didn't tattoo them either, but we were on the winning side 3 times in a row. And for that, I'm very grateful. I'm very happy.
I mean, you and I were on here a couple Sundays ago and said this run here, starting with New York, Tampa, New York again, which we just finished, right. Seattle, and then San Francisco, that's going to decide the fate of our season. And if we get torched through that run of 5 series, it's over. And
right.
This will go down as probably one of the more disappointing years. I think just about every host we had that was in place when the season started, we all had the Red Sox making the playoffs. And so you're looking at a colossal disappointment. That picture John Henry had of him lighting up a cigar the night Bregman got signed. I mean, that picture could have haunted him bad. And I'm not saying we're back in it and we're here to stay. We're trending that way, but that's all it is right now. So, I mean, I'm just saying, and by the way, you lose Alex Bregman kind of at the start of that. That should have been a death sentence for the way this lineup was
Agreed.
performing. That should have been a death sentence.
I wholeheartedly agree, Terry. Wholeheartedly agree. I said before the series starts, like, I don't know. I think you said, like, I'm not sure if I want to say we're done. I'm pretty sure I was the one that said, no, Terry, we're done. Like, this is a big problem because we have to score 10 runs a game in order to win the game back-to-back times. It's great that you can see that level of offense, but that's not something you can consistently keep up. You're not going to score 1,600 runs in a season. That's just not happening. So the fact that we were able to do this, as one of our commenters just said, was absolutely crucial. Red Sox diehard, 100% agree. And no, Cookie, I do not want to join your fan club for Brendan Bernardino. Really quickly, just wanted to talk about that one. The Red Sox are 9-4 in the month of June. We've won 5 in a row. We've won 7 of 8 and 8 of our last 10. We are one of the hotter teams in baseball right now. Currently, as it stands, we are tied for the 3rd wild card spot with basically half the league. It's crazy. We've got 2 more games and 2 more wins, 2 more losses than the top seeded team for the 3rd wild card. But I mean, yeah, the kids come up. I think the clubhouse culture has changed slightly. Bregman hasn't left. He's still there. And I'm sure he's teaching the younger guys what they need to do. We've talked about what would have happened if you didn't have one of the younger guys at third base to tag out. I think it was Volpe who was
the
trying
other
to
night.
steal
Yeah.
third.
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't it Volpe? Right. But then it was a combination of the Red Sox winning this game and winning the series each game, and the New York Yankees making some kind of unlucky, boneheaded mistakes, like Jason Dominguez at second base, kind of in la-la land between second and third on strike 2. In his brain, he thought it was, strike 3, but it wasn't. It was strike 2. And because of that, he ends up getting thrown out because of just a very bad base running mistake. We're not thinking, and that's not we, but they are not thinking. And that's one of the reasons why they lost. They were in their own heads, not just one player, the entire team. They just could not get it done. And Fried only allowed a couple of runs. You can't hate him for that. He did a really good job. He did his job. The rest of the team around him did not. But if you're the Yankees right now, you have to realize you cannot win just when Aaron Judge dominates. It's not a realistic goal. You're the best team in the American League. Aaron Judge is the best player, I think, in the American League. And I understand what you're saying as far as that contract goes. It's not as crazy of an albatross with two-way player Shohei Ohtani. We've yet to see him pitch this season, and we're hoping to see it before the All-Star game because the Dodgers could really use an extra starter with the fact that they've already lost probably 10 this year. It's insane. But I mean, yeah, man, this is really, really important. I didn't think that we were going to finish 500 for that 12-game set. And from the beginning of the Yankees series, 2-1. Tampa Bay, 2-1. You're up 4-2. Then you sweep New York. You're 7-2.
Yeah.
You've done it. You've done it.
What we're seeing is a turning point for the Red Sox, and I think a turning point for the Yankees. I didn't have them in the playoffs, and even as bad as it's been the last, 10 games for them, I still think they're more likely than not a playoff team. I think I'll take the L on my preseason take. But look at their home run leaders right now. You got Aaron Judge with 26. Who do you think their second highest home run guy is?
Austin Wells has
number
10.
4. He's got 11 actually, so he snuck another one in there somewhere.
Okay. Did he have? All right. So let's see. Wells has 11. Jazz Chisholm, I think, has
Correct.
9. When I was seeing his line, does Goldschmidt have set? No,
Goldschmidt is number 8 with 7. You would expect he would be in the top 4. So you got Aaron Judge at 26. Right. Trent Grisham is their number 2 home run hitter with 13. Ben Rice right behind him. And then Austin Wells. And then Cody Bellinger has 9. So, and then you just look at the batting average here. You've got Judge and Goldschmidt hitting above 300. And then it steeply drops off. You got Bellinger hitting 252. Volpe hitting 245, Grisham hitting 244, Dominguez 237, Ben Rice 227. It's just Chisholm is hitting 212. So I don't think this team is what it is, based on their record. I think they've been overperforming, and I think there's going to be some serious regression here. And they have if I'm not mistaken, they have a bottom five farm system with only one player in the MLB top 100, one prospect in the MLB top 100. So they don't have a farm system to go out and I'm sure their fan base is screaming for the Pirates pitcher there, Paul Skeens, and they're not. They're just. I, I don't think the long term future is good, and the Red Sox have really focused on the youth. They got Narvaez from them. He's only 26 years old. Greg Weissert, I think, is a little bit. He's probably right around 30 or so, but we get younger and we value our younger players. That's not what they do in New York. They get rid of all the young guys to get veterans that are pretty much close to the end of their prime. And I mean, look at that Yankees lineup. Besides Judge, obviously, who's a homegrown guy? Volpe.
Volpe is. Austin Wells, I think, was, but Jazz Chisholm was Miami. Trent Grisham was the big piece from, I think, San Diego, and he's never had 20 home runs. I completely forgot about Trent Grisham. He's actually kind of a funny one. Trent Grisham isn't known for his bat. He's just known for his nonchalant defensive plays. If you watch him play center field or left field, he just kind of will stick the glove out at the last second and make a catch. He's a very good defender, but he's very, very confident in his ability as a fielder. He's a talented fielder, and I won't take that away from him. But yeah, you're absolutely right. This has been going on for years and years and years, since the 90s. The Yankees have always gotten the players, towards the later end of their career. For as long as I can remember, they've always taken players, and they would take these players knowing that the team that they were taking the player from couldn't pay their contract. So they would take on the contract, take on the player, and give them, whatever back, because the Yankees were the Yankees. They were the juggernaut for a decade plus. But now it's not working out for them. There are teams that have used advanced analytics. At some point, that does work. But yeah, having 4 or 5 guys in your team, not saying the Yankees are doing this, but having 4 or 5 guys in your team that are over 35 getting paid 20 plus million, it's not going to work. It can't work. It's not sustainable, especially when the book is out on you. You're Aaron Judge and friends.
Right. Yeah. And so, I mean, if I was a Yankees fan, I'd just be so annoyed, You're good enough to make it, not good enough to really go deep. And I know they did go to the World Series this year, but they did it in a year where the American League was historically weak when you look at all those teams that got in. So,
right. Right. There's another thing too, as far as players that are homegrown. When Jason Dominguez ended up signing his deal, I'm pretty sure that the Yankees spent their entire budget to get him, because he wasn't drafted. He was in the international pool, right? It was something like that. And they spent almost every dime to get him. I gotta find the exact thing, but it was a crazy stat. What was his bonus? Was 5.1 million, a record-breaking signing bonus for the Yankees for an international amateur player. They dumped all of it into Dominguez, and it's taken him 3 years to show up. He's hitting 237. Yeah, he has 6 home runs, but I mean, dude, there are other players that have done more damage in his career. He's got 278 career at bats, 64 hits, 12 homers, he's hitting 230 with 15 stolen bases. Okay. I mean, they were really hoping he was going to be baseball Jesus, but it hasn't, completely come to fruition. And, truth be told, he's 22 years old. He's got plenty of time. But still, right now, as it stands, you're right. To a certain point, you go down that list. Aaron Judge, homegrown, yes or no? Yeah. Trent Grisham, no. Ben Rice, yes. Austin Wells, yes. Jazz Chisholm, no. Bellinger, no. Volpe, yes. Goldie, no. Dominguez, you paid for him. Oswaldo Peraza, I think, was homegrown. DJ LeMahieu, no. Oswaldo Cabrera, I'm also not sure. I don't remember if he was a trade or if he was
I consider them, I mean, if they're acquired before AAA, I kind of consider them to be homegrown. But yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah. Anything else you want to add?
I don't. Other than what's the next matchup here? It must be Bueller.
Actually, let me check. It's funny that you say that. I've just been so jazzed over the fact that the Red Sox have been absolutely dominating. Let me see what we got
Or
here in the
Bueller or
cards for
Giolito?
Monday.
Giolito.
Lucas Giolito. It's Giolito against Logan Gilbert, and that's going to begin our West Coast swing. So, for those that are going to be listening, it's going to be late night or early morning. I don't know. That's a tough one, man. I mean,
Well,
Gilbert is
he's coming
dealing,
back from an
but
injury, though. I mean, his numbers look good before he got hurt. So
he
we'll
is.
we'll see
He is.
we'll see how good he is out of the gates there. He's a righty, so theoretically you should have at least two of your big three in the lineup, if not more.
Well, you've got Giolito going, and he's won 3 of his last. He's put in almost what should have been win performances. 7 innings, 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, no decision. 4 and 2/3 allowed, 1 run, 5 hits, no decision. Obviously, he didn't get 5 innings. Then he got rocked against LA, did not get the loss. It was another no decision. And then obviously the most recent one against Tampa Bay, 1 run, 3 hits, not earned on 6 innings, struck out 4, did get his second win on the year. So you've seen a guy's ERA drop from 7.08 to 5.45. It's dropped 1.5. I'm feeling pretty good about it. The Red Sox are on a heater. I want to say that the Red Sox are going to be able to maintain the momentum. I don't care about the fact that they're headed to the West Coast. I would like to think positively about this team and say, I think we can do it. Let's have some fun.
The
Let's see if the boys can keep
Mariners
going.
are like the worst team in baseball for June. If you go back to June 3rd, they began a series with the Baltimore Orioles, got swept by Baltimore. Then they dropped 2 out of 3 to the Anaheim Angels. Not that we didn't, but still not a good baseball team. They got swept by the Diamondbacks right after that, but they are in the process of sweeping the Guardians, who typically are a pretty good pitching team. So I don't know. We'll see if they carry that momentum against us, but I'd rather play them now than at any point in April or May.
Absolutely. I think that's going to do it for us. Anything else you want to add, T?
I think that'll do it.
Excellent. That will do it for your Bastards of Boston baseball. I hope you all had a great time watching that series.